Hi and hello, you beautiful human. Welcome back to my channel. We are back on the floor in front of the Christmas tree, getting comfy and cozy so that we don't have YouTube anxiety. Got a protein shake here, so I didn't drink my protein shake after my workout today because I went to get lunch with Jared, and so I had some protein in my meal, so now I'm just having some extra protein. But today's video is all about the lessons we have learned. I mean myself. I think there is Angeline, Angie, and who the hell, all living inside one body. Shout out to the Geminis in the room. And so this video is about all the things that we have learned in 2023. So we're going to talk about 23 things we have learned in 2023. Again, as you know, I've got my handy dandy iPad because I don't know what kind of person remembers all these things when they are doing YouTube videos. I don't. So I'm going to be myself and keep my notes in front of me. So if I'm looking down, that is what I'm looking at. And I hope that you have had a great start to your new year. And we're going to jump right in with number one, which is get a hold of your finances. Y'all, so as you saw in my ins and outs videos, I'm getting rid of buy now, pay later apps. And getting a hold of my finances is so important to me. I am on the cusp of 30, and I feel like that's not like a bad thing. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm about to be 30. I feel like that is a new level of elevation, like a new level of, I've been doing this adult thing now for 10 plus years. I need to get my shit together elevation. And so my finances are really big to me in 2024. I've even considered like getting a financial advisor to help me figure out where to invest and plant seeds so that my financial wealth will grow. So number one is get a hold of your finances, and by doing that, I have some things on my outs list for 2024 that are going to help me get there, such as buy now, pay later apps. Invest in your skincare is number two. I have recently just really started thinking about like what my skin needs, paying more attention to how it responds to certain products, how it is responding to my birth control, which that is a whole nother video, how it is responding to environmental factors, and just tending to it as those things change and recognizing what my skin needs. So number two on my list of lessons in 2023 is investing in your skincare. It's so important. Number three is write it down, you won't remember. Write it down, put it somewhere you will not remember. I keep a running to-do list in my phone. I keep a notepad on my desk for when I'm sitting there and need to jot things down, constantly reminding myself that I'm not going to remember. I'm not going to remember. So write it down because you're not going to remember it. Number four is put things into perspective. I think so often we either blow things out of proportion or minimize certain situations in our life. And when we reflect on them, when we really take time to put things in perspective, when we take time to analyze the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful that may have come out of a situation, it allows us to put it in perspective. I'm not saying you're always going to be able to put it in perspective the minute it happens, because I'm definitely not that kind of person. But eventually, as you take the time to like reflect and think, put things into perspective and see how that perspective shift is going to propel you in different dimensions. Shifting your perspective can propel you to get out of negative relationships, toxic personality traits, indecisive and unhealthy behavior. When you put it in perspective, you can see so much, and then you can find like the beauty in life's journey, because you can say, at one point I didn't see the why behind this terrible thing. I didn't see the why behind my struggle. I didn't see the why behind the end of the relationship. But when I put it in perspective, I can see the why so clearly. So number four, put it in perspective. Number five is really simple. I learned this like mid-year in 2023, and I'm definitely taking it into 2024 with me. Turn off the notifications. My notifications on Instagram are off. My notifications on TikTok. I need to get better at turning off more notifications in 2024, just like ones that pop up that I didn't even know were on. But turn them off. Turn them off. They are a distraction. When it is time for you to check them, check them. If you don't need to check them, don't. I will leave on like my school's email notifications, and I think I want to leave on business notifications, but you can also set time frames for that. So I'm going to set a time frame for when I want those notifications to cease. But those are pretty much the only ones I'm going to keep on. Social media and YouTube and other things, I'm turning them off. Turn off your notifications. Number 6, keep a running list of gifts for yourself. And I love that I'm already in the habit of doing this because I recently got Erin on Demand's top 3 planner. And at the end of the quarter, it asks you how you're going to reward yourself for completing the things on your list. And so since I keep a running list of things that I want, I'm able to like plug things in. And then not only is that helping me work towards something, it's also helping me go back to goal number 1 or lesson number 1 of 2023, which is be more intentional with my finances. And so it is a really helpful little tool to have when you are a spendalicious girly who likes things. Giving yourself a running gift list to know, like, when can I purchase this thing and when do I need to hold off? Have I even worked hard enough to get it? What have my spending habits been like, and do I have the resources to buy it? And even if I have the resources to buy it, what is its purpose? So number 6 is keep a running gift list for yourself. It is going to come in handy for like little small rewards that you want to give yourself throughout the year. Number 7 is create a morning and nighttime menu. You guys, I heard this on a podcast. I think the podcast was The Soft Life for Sadie Baddies. I think that's what it was. If I can remember or find the episode, I will put it below. But she talks about a morning and nighttime menu, and it has been beautiful. So pretty much what it is you set maybe a list of 10 things that fit in your morning routine and 10 things that you might want to do at night. And then every day or every week you pick 3, well that's 6, you pick 3 things from that list to do. So like on Sunday when you're planning your week, you set aside your morning menu and your nighttime menu for that week. So say for instance on your list you have things like yoga, meditation, make a big breakfast, do a longer skincare, I don't know, whatever your case may be for a morning routine. Only pick 3 of those things. So like lately, my morning menu has consisted of waking up, reading the Bible, having some morning time tea, and sitting in silence for 5 minutes. That's what I have time for. That's what fits in my schedule. In the past, my morning menu has been go for a walk, do a 10-minute stretch, sit down and have breakfast instead of eating breakfast on the way to work. So making a menu so that you have something to choose from every week, or you get to switch it up, it kind of keeps some flavor to your morning and nighttime routine so that it doesn't feel mundane, but it also like gives you structure and order. So number 7 for things that we learned in 2023 is make a morning and nighttime menu. They are chef's kiss. I'm going to go over that one more time because I feel like I said it a little confusing. A list of 10 things, you pick 3 from that list, and that is your morning routine and your night routine. And you can switch it up, alternate things, put it in reverse, throw it in rotation, however you want to do it. It's great. Number 8 is create a plan and a routine for scheduling that works for you. I feel like on my Instagram sometimes and just in life, I am like inundated with self-improvement knowledge. And sometimes it feels overwhelming and like I'm constantly switching up my routines or my schedules or the way in which I want to do things, trying to adopt things that I'm either reading or things that I'm seeing people do. And I'm done with that in 2024. I want to stick to the things that work for me until they no longer work and serve me. And so really getting into what works for me, what helps me be successful and productive throughout my day, and also cultivates a system around rest and rejuvenation and self-awareness. What routine looks like that? For you, it may not look like that. For me, somebody else's routine may not work for me. Just really considering all the things when making your routine and knowing that your routine does not have to look like anyone else's. So number 8 was create a routine and a plan that works for you in order to feel like you are having successful days. Number 9 is very simple. Marley is also agreeing with me. Thank you, honey. Number 9 is do it scared. There are so many times, this ties into my ins and outs video. I'm going to keep shamelessly plugging it because if you didn't watch last week's video, you should go back and watch it because it was really good. Number 9 is do it scared, because we are done sleeping on ourselves in 2024. When I say we, I am starting with me, myself, and I. There are so many things that we can put out into the world, so many things that you're capable of, so many people that need to hear your voice in your story, so many people that are depending on you to speak up and out and to shine your light. But we're not doing it because we're scared. We're not doing it because we're nervous. We're not doing it because we think we're not good enough or that someone is going to judge us. In all of those things, I'm not even going to be positive Patty and tell you that those things are a lie. All of those things may be true. Somebody probably is judging you. You might look a little silly and sound a little silly for a little bit until you get your feet wet. You may feel a tad bit uncomfortable. You may have to figure out what works for you. But even if all those things are true, do it anyway. Do it scared, do it nervous, do it anxious. Just do it because somebody is watching you, counting on you to show up. You don't know how many people you are going to inspire. You don't know how many people you're going to motivate. So just do it. Do it scared. That is me talking to me, but it's also me talking to you because I want to see each of you on the other side of this little computer screen, phone screen, whatever you're watching me on. Be great in 2024. Number 10 is be grateful for what you have, but go after what you want. And when I say that, I absolutely mean I'm always grateful for every opportunity that is presented to me. I'm so humbled that people even consider me in certain rooms or areas. And I know how capable I am, how knowledgeable I am, and I also know that if I was not qualified to be in the room, I wouldn't be there. So, therefore, go after what you want. And I did not know what that would feel like until I left a job that was not serving me. Because I knew that I wanted so much more for my life, in my work environment and in my workspace, that I was like, this is not working. So I'm always grateful. I was so grateful to have the experience and the employment opportunity. And that comes with anything that I am given. And I humbly accept those things. But I also know that I have worked my ass off to get where I am in terms of knowledge base. And so therefore, I'm going to go after what I want because I shouldn't settle simply for what I'm given. And so I'm going after what I want for the rest of my life. Amen. Thank you, Marley. Number 11 is share your struggles because sin loves secrecy. And if you're not spiritual, you can take the word sin out of it and replace it with shame. But shame feeds off of secrecy. And so when you start to share your story, when you start to share with people what you're struggling with, when you find a group that feels safe and secure enough to hold you accountable for those things that you might not be so proud of, shame dies. And if you want to live a life that is free in every aspect of the word, in every mind-blowing dimension that you can think of, shame has to die. And shame dies when we share our story with people we can trust, and then when we share with others who may be struggling too. So share your mistakes, share your downfalls, share your worries, share the things that you aren't proud of with someone. And as you share those things with someone, recognize that every time you share it, every time they hold you accountable, every time you can go back to them with a report of, hey, so you know that thing that I said I wanted to stop doing, I haven't done it. It boosts your ability to be confident in the fact that you can do away with it. So shame thrives off of secrecy. So find somebody that you can share your authentic self with. Speak up sooner is number 12. Plain and simple. Speak up. Nobody can hear the thoughts in your mind. And that goes for everything, good or bad, beautiful or ugly. Speak up. If you feel like there is something bothering you, if you feel like your needs are not being met, don't wait till the 9th hour to finally voice how you feel about something. Number 13 is be real with yourself. Take time to do a genuine deep dive, self-exploration, self-awareness roll call, and ask yourself, am I okay? Because in 2023, I had many moments like that with myself where I was just looking around going like, BICTH, are you really all right? Are you okay, love? Like, what's happening? Is your mind intact or have you lost it? So really taking time to be real with yourself. Asking yourself and exploring all the edges and facets of you that you feel like you keep tucked away to present yourself okay to the world. Really checking in with, am I all right? What am I doing? How am I doing? What do I need? Number 14 is sit the hell down somewhere, Angeline. Sometimes just sit down. And like in full transparency, I have a hard time with that because sometimes the busiest people are not busy because they absolutely have to be doing all these things. The busiest people are busy because they have a hard time sitting with themselves. Number 13 and 14 kind of go hand in hand for me because sometimes I have to take a beat and sit down so that I can say, like, let's do inventory. Let's check in on how we're doing. And if you're constantly going and going and going and going, you don't have time for that. You don't have time to sit with the things that hurt you. You don't have time to sit with the dark spaces. You don't have time to sit with past trauma. You don't have time to sit with grief, which is sometimes why I will just make myself go until I pass out. And I'm learning that that doesn't work because eventually I end up, as I tell God all the time, just really fucking some shit up, just really crashing out. Because not only am I running away from what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking and how my life is going, I'm also burnt out and exhausted, and everything is about to come crashing down. So number 14 is just sit down sometimes. Sit down and be with yourself. Be with your couch, be with your TV, be with your dog, be with your bowl of ice cream, but just sit. Sit down. Number 15 also ties into 13 and 14 is I need God so much. Like, I need God in my life more than I need any other thing. Because every time I think I know what I'm doing, every time I'm out of a spiritual practice routine, I find myself literally wandering in the wilderness, looking like Boo Boo the Fool. And so realizing the lesson I learned in 2023 is I need God. And really, I need to be able to remember how bad I need him when times are good. Because it is so hard for me to remember that I need him in those moments. It's so easy for me to go back to God when shit has hit the fan and I am feeling overwhelmed and hopeless and unseen and ashamed. Like, it's easy for me to cling to him then. But when things seem blissful and happy and okay, I am nowhere close to him. And then things hit the fan and I'm like, oh, Jesus, help me. I need a spiritual practice. I need a spiritual routine. I need to constantly inundate myself with the Word of God, with his presence, with his love, with the way in which he speaks to me and shows up for me, and his miracles and wonders and signs of wonders and all the things that he's doing day in and day out in my life. I need him. Number 16 is small daily habits are important. So that kind of ties back into me figuring out my morning and nighttime menu. Those things really have set me up for success in terms of how I feel going into work or how I feel starting my day. And then also, like, getting my body ready for bed. My body knows when it's time to shut down and go to sleep. So small daily habits count. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Number 17 on my list is not something I've started doing yet, but it is a lesson I have learned in 2023 for something I'm going to do in 2024, is get the phone out of the bedroom. So I was putting my phone on the nightstand. Then I was like, okay, we need to stop putting our phone on the nightstand. It's too close. You're not getting up. I put it on the dresser across from the bed. So I have to get up and take like maybe 3 or 4 steps to get to it. That is not enough. Because I will get up and turn it off and then turn around and climb right back into bed. So I think I'm going to get a hatch alarm or put my phone in the office, which is connected to the bedroom, so that I physically have to get up and go across a ways to get the phone. Number 18 and 19 kind of go hand in hand. So 18 is invest in your look. 19 is don't buy cheap, which means like there's absolutely nothing wrong with Fashion Nova, Shein, Pretty Little Things. There's nothing wrong with those websites at all. But I think as I hit a pivotal point in my age, I'm really looking for like staple pieces in my wardrobe that are going to be along the ride for a good amount of time. I feel like with those places that I just named, what I find myself doing is like buying like something that is in season or in style for the moment. I get a couple of wears out of it and then I put it in the donation bag. That's it. I get a couple wears, I donate it, it's over, versus really investing in timeless clothing pieces that I can rotate in and out with certain things that I know are going to be around for like the next 5 years. And so really investing in my look by not buying cheap. Number 18 and 19 are invest in your look and don't buy cheap. Number 20 is experience life. And this has always been on my list, like year after year. Something I learn every year is that life is so short. And any experience you want to have, get up and go have it. Go do it. Go to the place. Go on the picnic. Talk to the person. Jump out the plane. Because life is so short, and I'd much rather have experiences with the people I love than to like say I didn't because I'm so wrapped up in work or school or looking a certain way. But like reminding myself that school doesn't matter, work doesn't matter. If I have time to spend and experience life with the people I love, that's number 1 on the priority list every year. Number 20 on my list of lessons I learned in 2023 is network. This is on my ends for the beginning of 2024, but it's definitely on the lessons I learned in 2023 because I have the academic background and the work experience, but I'm realizing like I don't know people. Like I don't know the people or the hands to shake or the rooms to get in, and that's a big part of making it in this world. Like it's one thing to have the knowledge, but like the networking gets you in the door, the knowledge keeps you in the room. And so I'm realizing that, and I'm going to make a really big effort and a really big push in 2024 to make sure that I'm at as many networking opportunities as possible. But that's definitely a lesson I learned. I was like, girl, you need some networking experience. You need to get in there and learn how to work a room, how to talk to people, how to carry like conversations. Stop being so shy because you're really not that shy. Whatever lie that is that you told yourself, quit it. So that's number 20. Number 21 is that it is absolutely okay for you to, babe, hey. Number 21 on the things that I learned in 2023 is it is okay to not be one-dimensional. I feel like for the majority of my life, I have like been one thing at each section of my life. And that's so stifling. That's so exhausting. That's so oppressive. And I think like we are taught in society that that is how it goes. So like if I'm going to be an academic, I can't be out here doing A, B, C, X, Y, Z. And my question to the world is, says who? If I'm not doing any harm to others or the community that I serve through my work by the leisure things I do in my personal time, who says that I can't do those things? Who says that I can't showcase those things in my personal life? I think so often we are told that we have to fit in these molds, and I am sick of it. I'm not doing it anymore in 2024. I can be a professional woman who shows up in these conference settings and in these networking spaces listing you all of the DSM terminology, mental health diagnosis, and I can spit out assessment tools left and right. I can also be the person that you see having margaritas and girls' night at Taco Tuesday. I can also be somebody that engages in sensual movement through pole dancing and loving every journey of that. I can also be this strong ass woman who lifts 300 pounds in the gym for fun. I can be as many aspects. I don't want to say versions, because versions makes it sound like a part of the other, like one part of me is fake and another part of me is real. There are no versions. All of these things are living, breathing parts of who I am as an individual, and they show up in different spaces accordingly. And I don't have to be any different. I don't have to operate or feel ashamed of one part of who I am in order to celebrate the other. And so that's number 21. Number 22, I hope I'm saying these in order, y'all. Like, if I'm not, you get the gist. There are 23 things I've said to you. Number 22 is learn when to say sorry. I think as women, and I might even go just to say as far as people, we have a hard time knowing when, like, the jig is up. You have no more room to be on your pedestal. And so just knowing how to craft an environment for those that you love, the people around you, that says, I will acknowledge when I have hurt you, and I will take the steps to mend, to move forward, to do whatever it is I need to do to make that right. I very much am a headstrong person. I always believe that I'm right. 9 times out of 10, I typically am. But there is that one chance that I'm not. And I need to acknowledge that. So, if that applies to you, learn when to take a step back, put things into perspective, be reflective, and say, it was me. It was me, it was me, it was me, oh Lord. Number 23 is a gem that will stick with me for a lifetime. Number 23 is know the difference between your purpose and your assignment. Your purpose is something that is lifelong. It is something that you are meant to do until you close your eyes for the last time. Your assignment is time oriented. That means you are supposed to be in that space from this time to this time. But when we try to drag our assignments out in order to understand our purpose, we will find ourselves looking like a bent back, broke down paperclip with 2 strands of hair left on our head, talking about these folks are stressing me out. When really it's you, because you need to do some internal reflection of what was my assignment here in this place, and did it fulfill my overall purpose? If so, then that means it's time for me to go. That means maybe I need to check in and say, what did I do here? Did I accomplish what I set out to do? And now it's time for me to leave. My purpose has been fulfilled. Let's stop confusing purpose and assignment in 2023. That can be with individuals in our lives, that can be with career choices, that can be with environments, that can be for whatever you intend to apply it to. But purpose and assignment are 2 different things, and in 2024 we should define them, and we should leave extending our assignments in those places in 2023. Assignments have a start and an end. Cut it off when it's time, and don't linger. But definitely know what your purpose is so that you can walk into rooms and fulfill it. So you guys, that is it for today's YouTube video. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope I said something that caused you to think, caused you to reflect, and didn't just ramble on. Some of those things definitely took me some time to think about. Some of them I'm still thinking about. Some of them are still resonating with me in 2024. Some are simple, some are complex, some are to the point, some cause you to go, I need to sit with that for a hot second. But until next time, friends, don't be a stranger. Follow me on all social media platforms at with Angie K, and I will talk to y'all later. Toodles.